for Mr. Wayne Curry. He had a family emergency. And sir, can you please state your name?
I'm David Byrd, and I'm actually the campaign coordinator for Mr. Curry's committee, Maryland First Now, yes on question 7.
Thank you, Mr. Byrd. And we have Delegate Griffith. Now, the rules are as follows. You each have 30 seconds to state your name and what you do. You already did so. And then you have 5 minutes to state your platform. We will take questions from our audience. And Delegate Griffith, you can, no, we're going to have Mr. Byrd start because you're for it.
Yes, sir.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody, to our host, to our distinguished panel. I mean, it was a spirited debate on all these questions so far. And it's great that everybody's here on the first day of early voting to get further educated on the issues. And that's amazing. You should give yourself a round of applause for even being here.
All right.
Secondly, obviously, I'm not Wayne K. Curry. And if you know anything about Wayne K. Curry, you know that it pains him terribly to miss an opportunity to speak to an open microphone. So a conflict in his schedule that he did not have until very late last night afforded this change, and I humbly will attempt to represent him. Now, I told you a little bit about me. My name is David Byrd. I'm actually the campaign coordinator for the Maryland First Vote Yes on Question 7 committee, which Mr. Curry started. I also actually work on the Maryland Jobs and Schools Committee as well, coordinating for Prince George's County. Now, I told you a little bit about me, and just kind of by show of hands, I want you to tell me a little bit about you. How many of you, say, in the past 3 years have known someone that's lost a house? How many of you know someone that is currently underemployed, meaning they're working for less than what they were making 3 years ago? How many of you know somebody that has been long-term unemployed? Okay, I think I know who we're talking to. This is not the 1% group, then, is it? Well, this has been a strange year in political survey. For the first time, probably in U.S. history, every single poll that has been taken shows the #1 issue is jobs and the economy. The #1 issue across the board. It used to be a time, as you may recall, in the early 80s, 90s, it was either education, or in some jurisdictions it was crime. But now it's exclusively jobs and the economy, and there's no mystery why. We're coming off one of the worst recessions in the history of America. We're coming off one of the worst recessions in the history of America. The opportunity to create jobs is something that people are fighting for, not just here, but internationally, Brazil, China, everywhere. The ability to create jobs is difficult. The ability to attract jobs is pretty much gone. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they don't make steel in Pittsburgh anymore. How many of you have been to a concert at the Capitol Center recently? How many of you have bought a dress or a suit at Landover Mall? Or sat down and had a cup of coffee and bought a book at Borders at Largo Town Center? You know, we can sit here and wait for opportunity to knock, for biotech to show up, because we give money for that. If you want to come here and open up biotech industry, we'll give you money to do that. We can let you come here and make a movie. We'll give you money to do that. We're doing everything we possibly can to attract industry, yet someone comes knocking on our door with $800 million and 12,000 jobs, and there's a debate. I think common sense would dictate that when you've got thousands of unemployed people, people losing their homes, that the bigger moral crisis we're facing right now is unemployment. Unemployment is a pathology that's been a plague on our community for years. We've been, as African Americans in particular, living in Depression-era unemployment since long before the Depression, since 1865. So here we have an opportunity to create jobs. Now, what's in question 7? Question 7 is pretty simple. It expands gaming in Maryland, which means it's important to understand because it's not about whether gaming comes to Maryland. Gaming has been in Maryland since 1791. In 1791, the churches actually went to the state legislature and asked for permission to do lottery grants. Lottery grants so they could do charitable good, so they could raise money to help build monuments and fund schools, and to alleviate some of the burdens that could not be handled by the government at that time. So they used games of chance to do charitable good. And to this day,